I'm Jason Berger, and we'll start in Billings tonight, where some people had to evacuate their homes after a ditch flooded this morning. And Dominic Delfidio joins us live where this happened. Dom, do you know what caused this yet?
I'm here at Park High School in Livingston tonight, and law enforcement have actually set up a command post over here in the high school parking lot.
A suspect has been shot after he tried to enter a home on the west side of the city, and one of the homeowners captured all this on video. The big news of the day comes from the Carbon County Sheriff's Office, and they say this fire was human-caused. Lots of shootings have caused problems this last week, and there's more violence this weekend. And Tracy, it looked like the flag was about to fly off the pole earlier today. Get this wind out of here.
Well, Greg, I got a nice, pretty pink princess bike here, donated to Toys for Tots, so I can show you guys around just how much stuff has been donated here at Spirit of Giving today. Ride with me if you will.
The wind has calmed down and really cleared out that smoke. Now, you may still see a little bit over my shoulder here. That's where that fire is still burning.
Because it's an antihistamine.
Oh, he got me with the dad jokes. Wow, gave me a taste of my own medicine there.
There you
Get
go.
in, vitamin C. I got you back. Well, you had to wear a coat to be outside today. And why? Because we set a record low temperature here in Billings, 31 degrees this morning. And it's May, right?
The ceiling of our station here, I'm noticing some icicles that probably aren't going to go anywhere for a long time. In case you didn't know it's cold outside, go ahead and take a look at the thermometer. We are under 30 degrees here in Billings. Sir, I'm not going to lie, call me insensitive, but I actually really love watching those guys getting tackled into the wall during those arena games. I'm pretty excited for this team.
Well, it's been in the works for a long time, but the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Office finally has their own chopper. And they let me check out the cockpit, which is really cool, but the backstory of this new bird is even cooler.
It really embodies the phrase, "eye in the sky," doesn't it?
Now we have something that we can keep fueled up, ready to go with the tools and equipment that we need.
Weighing in at 2,000 pounds and a top speed of 120 miles an hour, criminals in the county don't stand a chance when this thing is airborne. YCSO got it through an Army surplus program. And for you military buffs, it's a retired OH-58 Jet Ranger.
This was actually a Green Army helicopter when we got it back here. Flew it back from California.
The new chopper is a big deal in itself, but it's part of a much bigger story. Sheriff Linder flew the new bird to Rimrock West Park, where a neighborhood put together a block party to back the blue.
We were also grateful for law enforcement and the protection that we received that day.
You may remember that deadly SWAT standoff on the West End back on April 23rd. That's what she's talking about. It happened in this neighborhood. A big reason why families lined up to get a look at the new chopper.
We could see it happening. We just live off the park, so we could see that there was helicopter action, calling some of our neighbors that we were concerned about.
Even though that standoff caused so much physical destruction, neighbors here used that as a reason to come together.
It was time to reconnect and develop some relationships so we can call each other and let each other know when something's awry.
Sheriff Linder says they called in a helicopter owned by Billings Flying Service to help deputies that weekend.
That standoff out on the West End, it was so crucial and instrumental in tracking down the guy that ran from the vehicle to know where he went in, and otherwise we wouldn't have known what house he was in.
We're just grateful that we were there and could call and get help and have help be just around the corner and have really concerned neighbors that were looking out for one another.
From the Billings West End, I'm Jason Berger.
Wait, so I'm the victim and I'm getting screwed over here? Like, that's, in my opinion, that's not really, I feel like there's something wrong with that.
This is Chris Gonzalez. He's a Marine vet and a tenant in an apartment building off Burnstead Drive. The area hit hard when a nearby ditch flooded and caused evacuations back on June 6th.
Opened up the curtains and water was just pouring through both my living room and bedroom window.
But last week, he got a letter from his apartment management company saying he had 3 days to move out, and he has to get all of his stuff out of the apartment by June 24th. The reason? Flood damage. He showed us the letter from the management company, and it says in part, quote, "Your unit is uninhabitable due to the flooding caused by the ditch overflow. You have until June 24th to locate another place to live."
As you can see where all the mud is, that's where you see mud is where the water was coming.
Chris showed us the damage in his apartment, and it's bad. There's dirt all over the floor from the ditch water, and you can see where it hit his windows. He says his electronics that were by the window are toast, too. A few $1,000s worth of damage. Chris says BP Asset Management is not helping him find a new place to live, but he says they initially offered to help him move out of the damaged unit.
Management told me that they would rent me a U-Haul. They didn't do that. They told me they'd rent me a storage unit to put my stuff in, and until this got cleaned up so they can move me back in. They have yet to do that.
Chris is now living out of his car, and it's not because there aren't properties around Billings. He's just having trouble finding a property company that'll accept his special circumstances. He says he was using his VA benefits to pay his rent with BP Assets, but he says property companies usually won't accept his housing application. An attorney representing BP Asset Management says they would have tried to move Chris into another unit at the apartment complex if they could, but they're all taken. They also said, quote, "It's not our responsibility to help people find new housing. We originally thought this was an eviction, but that's not the case." Trina Swafford with Housing Authority of Billings explains.
You can receive a notice from a landlord or a property manager instructing that you need to either vacate or pay, or there are lots of kinds of notices, but an actual eviction only comes from court.
And the Housing Authority is aware of the situation.
You can definitely point him in the right direction for some resources, and I believe that he has reached out to the VA, and that we should be able to work with him going forward.
And what about the company that maintains the ditch that flooded? It's Billings Benchwater Association. Chris says they have reached out to him.
He would have somebody come down here personally and assess the situation, and along with myself, see what's going on, and to see what kind of reimbursement as far as the damages go.
We called Billings Benchwater to ask about that, and they said someone would call us back. That didn't happen.